Hi team, it is great to be back for round 2 of the Boulder Startup Pitch Contest. Last week when we spoke, I spoke to you about Taskabee, and after our rebrand last week, we are now One-Op. So, quick introduction of the team. Myself, Vivian, I have been in operations roles in SaaS companies for a little over 10 years, lots of different industries, lots of different roles, and basically after 10 years in the industry saw a lot of inefficiencies, a lot of opportunity for automation, and decided it was time to start a product to solve some of those problems. I have teamed up with Pete, who is a very talented engineer. He's been working in the tech world for a long time, lots of expertise in building startup products all the way through to enterprise level software. Also working with Joanne, who is a fellow operator and longtime colleague, has experience in all of the same operational roles and has experience in all of the same pain points that I have experienced as well. So the three of us have teamed up to try and solve a pretty big problem. So what is that problem? Right now, there are enormous inefficiencies in the daily routine operations and HR world. These are things like onboarding and offboarding, managing contractors, licenses, procurement, compliance, security, access. The list is very long. And according to a recent McKinsey study, administrative tasks take up to 70% of operations employee time. So needless to say, there is enormous opportunity for automation in this world. This is a very complicated problem. No one's managed to solve it well yet, mainly because there's a lot of tools and software on the operations market that are very fractionalized. There is no one size fits all. They all do very niche little tasks. And also to add to that, companies don't follow the same processes. Every company has their own way of doing things, their own workflows. They're all unique. So this is what operations and HR admin tasks currently look like. You've got an employee in the middle who's trained on a ton of institutional knowledge to do with lots of different areas of expertise, and then a huge list of tools that they have to be proficient in to take basic administrative tasks. There's a lot of problems inherent with this kind of model. First of all, it's not the best use of employee time. So operations and HR employees should not be spending a lot of their time working in tools doing administrative tasks. Second of all, you've got the training and turnover issue. You've got to train your team on how your workflows work and also what tools you use. And anytime you have turnover, you have to retrain your teams to do it again. It also introduces human error, inconsistencies, and anytime you change your workflow processes, you have to retrain your entire team on how that works. So how are we solving this problem? The One-Op solution is an AI co-pilot that is capable of performing custom administrative tasks across a variety of different tools. So for example, if you ask it to hire John Smith as a natural language command, give it a start date and a salary amount, the One-Op co-pilot will then go and do all the administrative tasks on the back end in all of the tools required to then hire and onboard a new employee. We are unique in that we integrate with a company's existing tool stack. You do not have to migrate to a new HRIS or platform. There is no data migration. And this is going to allow companies to really operate and grow a lot more sustainably, reduce your administrative overhead or run leaner, and allow your operations people to work on the higher value human-centric problems that can't be automated. This is an enormous industry. It is industry agnostic. It's basically anyone with an operations and HR team. This is applicable. And the software industry just in the US for operations and HR is over $20 billion. Small and medium businesses, over $10 billion. So there's definitely some market opportunity out there. This is an example of how the One-Op AI Copilot will work. So we have our command there to hire John Smith. The Copilot is trained on the institutional knowledge of the company and then takes the following actions. You can see a list of all the different tools that the actions that the Copilot is taking actions in. So who's the competition? Right now, there are some AI companies attempting to automate operations and HR tasks, but they are falling short in the fact that they do not integrate with your existing tool stack. They cannot take multiple actions in different tools, and they generally require a huge data migration and for a company to use their HRIS platform, which is a deal breaker for a lot of operations and HR professionals. So, as I said, there is no tool on the market right now that is capable of both automating your current workflows and integrating with your existing tool stack where you can keep your workflows, your processes the same, but start to automate the administrative tasks on the back end. The business model for OneOp is to start on year one with a consulting to software model where we essentially work as fractional COOs, help companies implement or fine-tune their operational processes, and then implement the OneOp software to then manage those tasks as we transition out of being consultants. In year 2 or 3, we then move to a SaaS model targeting small and medium businesses, focusing on a usage-based pricing model with a land and expand strategy. Get in there, solve a simple problem, expand out to other problems. Year 4 and 5, we want to expand again into medium and large businesses and also think about exploring other verticals and adjacent functions. For our 5-year goals, in year 1, we want to validate, build, and test. We're really focused on getting strong pilot customers, acquiring our first 50 customers, and looking at a really high success rate for automation within the defined parameters of our first year list of features. Years 2 to 3, when we transition to that SaaS model, we're looking at building ARR and getting a really strong net dollar retention. And then year 4 to 5, continuing along those goals and really building the business. Where we're at right now is we have a proof of concept that was developed as part of the CU Boulder Student Hackathon in October, which was great fun. Then we launched a prototype kickoff in December 2024. We have some basic features that are operational, which you can see in the link there. And we do have multiple companies that have agreed to beta test and do some quality assurance with a target of Q2 for launching our pilot testing. If we are successful in winning any prize money, the proceeds will go towards our product development. So engaging engineering expertise to really start integrating with a wider tool stack. It's a very long list. And also marketing and working with events like Boulder Startup Week to gain our first 50 customers. Thank you for listening, and I hope we get to work together again soon.